jack right there.
All right, guys, today we are going to be working on the 2006 Prius. See the door hatch is open. Oh, what do we got in here? Uh-oh, we're missing a battery pack. It's been taken out. It's all been removed. Just label your wires so you put them in the right spot. I'll come over here and show you how I did it. I just put a A and a B, and A and a B, and then whatever else I put A and B on those. So, today's episode of the Death Triangle, the Doom of Death, Death Star, Prius Triangle. Do we think any of this corrosion on these bus bars would have anything to do with the battery not charging? Just a hint. I mean, just look at this corrosion. All right. So, then we're gonna go to the other side, and this is a side that's got your battery temp sensors, or yeah, voltage sensor or temp sensor. I don't remember. But look at all that corrosion, guys. I mean, it's just bad. So, in this video here, I don't even know if it's really even worth the time to take the bus bars off, because they're just so bad. And do I really want to take the time and clean them, or just buy new bus bars on like Amazon or eBay and put stainless steel ones on, or nickel coated copper on, and be done with it? And I probably want to pick up some new nuts. I think those are 10 mil. Oh, these must be 8. Those must be 8 now. But with that being said, yeah, these are going to be 8 mil on these nuts. All right. Definitely you want to have the gloves and the safety on, the safety glasses. So let's get some safety glasses. So we'll throw some safety glasses at it. Throw some leather gloves at it. Get a hard hat if you need that too. But just look at this corrosion, guys. I mean, you just can't make this up. It's like this Prius has been driving fine since 2006, and it just all of a sudden had a will not charge. It just popped up like 4 codes. Some of the stuff was like ABS and some relay and whatnot. I need to come in here and check the batteries and see what's getting voltage, what isn't. You know, I'm just going to write that up on top of the battery. So you got a positive here, you got a negative here, then 2 batteries will make up a bank or a block or a brick. I don't remember. I caught most of this stuff on Weber automotive online on YouTube myself. So I'm all new to this, doing the hybrid stuff or doing maintenance on it. So, you know, just some of the codes that I was getting just wasn't adding up. And I've seen a couple videos on this, so that's what I wanted to leave this video at, is I wanted to see for myself before I gave in and took my car down to Toyota. Not that I went out and bought a Prius, you know, I just given the Prius for free, you know, inherited it. So that's just what it was. So, but I wonder if this has been into before, because there's some like markings down here. I don't think it's been into, but there's like a blue mark here, black marker. I don't know what that's about. As far as I know, this car it was like brand new off the showroom floor from 2006, and then I inherited it in 2013. And the only issue I ever had, it said a water inverter pump, and I put a new one in. I don't even think it was bad, but the starting battery, which is over here, was bad, and I put that in like 2016, this Optima, and I just did a amp test on it. It was pulling about 400 and some amps. It was like cold cranking amps is like 450. Let me get the receipt out. I've actually printed that. So we did a battery test on it. 12.51 volts, 450 cranking amps, 411. That's what CCAs is what it came out with. So testing the battery, and with that being said, well, we can go ahead and close this up. We're not going to be back into this tonight, but I want to say 99.99% that I just found my problem with this car, and it's definitely going to be the battery here. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start testing cells. Then I'm going to put the gloves on, obviously, because I don't have these disconnected, and taking these off, you want to have the gloves on. Everything else, I didn't have the gloves on. We'll have the leather gloves on because this metal on this battery is extremely sharp. I don't know why Toyota just didn't take the extra time to deburr that. Maybe they stamped it, cut it, and started putting it together. But there's plenty of videos out there on how to take the battery apart. This is your end piece here. This battery is vented all the way through. You got these tubes that run all the way down. These bars here that hold it together, the packs together, and everything bolts into here. These are just the bus bar covers that snap on there. So I'm kind of new to this, like some of you guys as well. I can't say I know everything. I will review and do my homework as best as possible, but I do need your guys' input, to help me, to help you, and, help me get through this. But just look at this corrosion. I mean, it's just incredible. It's like in the actual wire right there itself. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to get a new wire here, because maybe it's just on the end of that, but I don't think it came down in the wire. But we'll check everything, we'll clean everything up, and hopefully I don't have to change any batteries, because I did the battery test and it didn't necessarily say any were bad, but because of the weird codes I was getting, I suspected it was going to be the hybrid battery to begin with, because it just didn't add up, what was going on with this. And if I had to get into the inverter assembly, I will. That's not really that difficult, but right now we're talking about the triangle of death, the Death Star, Death Triangle, whatever you want to call it for the Prius. And with that being said, hey, we're just going to get after it. So we'll get back up with you guys, give you an update here. And once we figure out all the voltages for all the batteries, I'll just take a Sharpie and write it on the actual battery itself, so I know what to replace and what not to replace. Make sure you guys are being safe doing this, all right? So we'll see you in a bit, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, welcome back, guys. So we went through with the multimeter, all right? You don't have to have a Fluke 77B, whatever it is, but Craftsman, the cheap one, Harbor Freight, all is going to work as long as it goes up to like 1,000 volts for whatnot. And anyways, we went ahead and got some your voltage, you know, wrote down. We got 7.94 here, 8.05, 8.04, 8.10, 8.10, 7.97, 8.09, 8.08, 8.12, 8.01, 8.08, 8.04, 8.07, 8.10, 8.13, 8.10, 8.08, 8.11, 8.09, 8.07, 8.04, 6.67, I think that's the bad one, 8.09, 8.09, 8.01, 8.09, 8.10, and our last one over here is 7.97. So we're going to need 1, 2, let's do 3 and 4. We're going to probably just go ahead and order 4 batteries, just because maybe some extra ones just in case, you know, just have them on backup. But right now I did take off the bus bar, okay, and the bus bar is pretty bad. I mean, you can just take a look at it here. I mean, just look at it, guys. Look at all that corrosion in there. So it just makes you wonder, was it really? Is this the reason why it wasn't working for us? Now this is on the inside. So you're not getting current through there. You're just not getting current, so you're gonna get all that resistance. I don't know why Toyota didn't make these in stainless steel from the begin with. They didn't think they were going to have an issue with the copper. I mean, alkaline batteries, you know, you always get batteries that will always vent. Here's a small little bus bar as well. Let's look at that light. Yeah, so acidification is a big thing with batteries, especially like lead acid, alkaline batteries. When you get the battery to vent, you know, you got a positive and a negative, you know, neutron. Well, it's going to vent, and those atoms are going to seek where they can, and that's what builds up the corrosion. Those, you know, the ions is what you're really causing that corrosion on the copper. I mean, if this was lead, man, it would look like a white clouded dust over here, you know, just like you see on a regular automotive battery. But these are alkyne base nickel hydrate battery packs. So with that being said, hey, what we're going to do, we're just going to assume all this is good. All right, we're going to assume this is the whole problem right here with these bus bars. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go look for some new bus bars, and that's exactly what I'll do. And from there, once they come in, I'll put the new bus bars on, and then I will take the time to set it back into the Prius. Okay, I'll set it back into the Prius, not install everything, but I will put it in here with a couple bolts, hook it up, and test drive it to ensure that we rectify the problem. If we can't get past what was going on with the Triangle of Doom, baby, excuse me, babies, excuse me, maybe it's time just to take it down to Toyota and let them deal with it. I don't know, but they'll probably charge me a pretty penny, so I would just say Toyota is already going to be charging like $5,000 for just this little bit of work right here. When I did it, maybe took me 45 minutes total to get the interior out and take the battery out, and that was just really kind of pushing it, you know. And all I really use is the 1/4-inch ratchet for most of that stuff. The bolts on the seat actually took the longest because those were like 14 mil, and then they had to get a pretty good sized breaker bar because they were in it actually pretty tight. But these battery posts torque down to 48 inch-pounds. That's like 4 foot-pounds. So if you got a torque wrench street drive that goes down into 1, 2, 3, 4, half of a foot-pound, you know, to 4 foot-pounds, that's all you need torques down to. Basically, when you torque them down, this is how much is going to be tight. Take your wrist, and just like that. That's about 4 foot-pounds right there, just with your wrist. All right, not even, that's on the head of the 1/4 inch ratchet, so you can make that much pressure. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and order some batteries. With taking the batteries apart, like I said, this right here, these bolts here, and up underneath it, you got to turn it upside down and take some screws out. And that's pretty much it. There's other videos out there. You can see over here with these bus bars. I mean, just look at the corrosion. Let's get that light so you guys can see. I mean, this is pretty nasty. I mean, I think that's got to be half the problem what I was having with the car. So, and it wasn't saying it was like a bad battery pack, but obviously you're going to build up enough resistance where something's not going to work. And you got these 2 relays right here, so you know, if you're not getting the power through them, it's not going to be able to send the power to the battery from the motor generator to the battery pack, so you might have some issues. So I don't know, I'd seen another video, the guy had a lot of corrosion in the pins right in here, and he wasn't sure if that was his issue. Then you got the current detector right here. It's basically checking amperage is what this does. He wasn't sure if that was bad on one video I watched. But I'm just not gonna start throwing money at it because I'm not a parts changer. Then we look like we got some sort of a resistor right here. Okay, so yeah, so I'm not really all that great with the terminology, all this stuff, but for the most part, I can see what's the problem enough to identify the problem. I'll go and research on my own and check out the Weber State University, because I've been watching that a lot with the John Kelly guy, and watching his videos. So if you guys got any comments out there or questions, it's really not that difficult. All you need is a 10 mil, 8 mil, 12, 14 mil, basic hand tools to get all this stuff out. Definitely ensure before you do anything, you're taking this connector out, okay? So this connector is going to come out right here, all right? And you're going to just basically pop it up, pull it out. And what's that does, all that does is make the connection for right here for these two, all right? So that's all that does. We'll go ahead and get this cleaned up as well. So I don't think, yeah, that connector's kind of, we'll probably, what we'll do is just soak that in some vinegar and let that eat on it. Then we'll probably come back and put some sort of dielectric grease over it, or conductive grease, whatever we can do to stop that from happening again. If we had to really go out and get a new cable, hey, I'll get a new cable. It's not that big of a deal. But other than that, guys, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you appreciate my videos. Some of this stuff is just, you know, fired by the hip, learning as we go, especially this hybrid stuff. So, you know, it's, you know, all about the social network and helping each other solve problems, because the government doesn't care. They'll just charge you money, just like a corporation will charge you money, because nothing in life is for free. You know, everybody thinks they rate a handout, and that's not true. But other than that, I'm here to help you and you're here to help me, so let's get through this together. and we'll move on. All right, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.